So this is a quick intro about my channel and also what kind of content that I'll be bringing to my audience. So, taking an opportunity to first introduce myself. This is Sunny. I'm a spiritual coach and a meditation teacher. And being that, I want to help people to unleash the true unconditional self-love within themselves, to manifest any desire that they would have with the power of silence. In Sanskrit, we say dhyana. So, as my all videos are gonna be, associated with unconditional self-love. So what is love? I mean, we know that love is eternal, right? But do we also know that love is always there within us? Love is peace. Love is kind. Love is compassion. Love is patience. And love is always abundant. The best example that I can give you is like, just like your pet dog, right? That pet dog would never have conditions to love you, right? So love is the biggest form of energy on this planet. If you believe in God, let's say, right, in the Western part of the world, well, I'm an Indian, by the way, but in the Western part of the world, right, people are atheists, they're believers, so on and so forth, but I don't want to get into that discussion. But let's say God, God always talked about peace and love, right? And for example, Jesus, he was a messenger of peace and love. He always believed in kingdom of heaven lies within you, which is the peace and love lies within you. And if you believe that your desires are fulfilled, then your desires are fulfilled in the 3D world, which is the physical reality. Right? So as the societies changed, belief systems changed, right? We completely forgot about that. We started looking outwards. However, we were supposed to look inwards, right? That's what Jesus said in the Bible. Majority of the people in the Western part of the world, well, the biggest population in the whole world is Christianity. I guess they've all forgotten about that. So what I really mean by that is like, we start to fulfill ourselves with external desires, right? Let's say in a love relationship, we try to find someone to fulfill us, to kill our loneliness, right? Let's say we want to do a job we just want to do for the heck of money. I completely understand, some people really want to go for money first, right? And they don't really give a damn about, their passion or whatever that is. They just want to earn money. That's okay. I'm not saying that's bad. But what they're doing is ultimately, all those kind of things is going to bring them to a point of dissatisfaction. So, people might try to control situations to achieve outcomes, right? Or trying to compete with people, or trying to prove themselves, trying to get some kind of validation, right? And what that validation does is, again, dissatisfaction. Why? Because if you are not able to get that validation, then you feel like, oh, you're not worthy of that, right? That's what happens, right? So this ultimately results into temporary satisfactions. But as and when we grow and get older, right, what happens is those things keep accumulating within your mind and your heart. And by the time you're older, you're just devastated with negative energies and lower vibrational energies, right? So we always compare then, we always seek validation, we keep blaming them, and we regret about our past, right? We hate, we feel anxious about our future, we feel ashamed of certain things in our lives, and we think about taking revenge as well sometimes, right? People who might have emotionally or physically hurted you, right? And then we keep chasing for those kind of things that you think is going to fulfill you, but really and truly you don't know yourself. So what ultimately happens is dissatisfaction, right? It's just like a cat and mouse race, right? That's what happens. And that inner fulfillment never happens, right? And I was talking to my ex-boss there in my company, and then he has been working in IT. I'm working in technology sector, right? So, and the kind of job that I do, it satisfies me, it fulfills me. Why? Because this is my kind of role, to be a leader. But for him, IT just happened, right? And then he goes, he's 56, 55 right now, and then he goes, I want to do something fulfilling. And I go to him, right, do you really know what is fulfilling for you? Right? So that's the biggest question, right? But anyways, so all these things, what they do is, as I mentioned, causes depression, pure dissatisfaction in your life, and which is so common in the Western part of the world. And now I would even say that it's so growing in Asia as well, in my country, right, where I come from. Because people really don't know, they're just chasing what other people are chasing without knowing themselves. So, being a meditation teacher and a spiritual coach, I teach a true power of silence, again, which is called as dhyana, and which is equivalent to zero, being zero in your thoughts, right? So it requires a lot of rewiring and reprogramming of your mind and heart, right? In order to know who you really are. So this is the main and the most important thing. And if you're really willing to change yourself, really willing to go ahead and desire what you deserve, what you're worthy of, then I would recommend you to subscribe to my channel, as I'll be bringing in a lot of content in regards to all areas of your life. Why I'm saying that? Because I have already done mind, body, and soul transformation in my life. And I know step-by-step process of how to do that. I've done intermittent fasting. This is my discipline. I do my calisthenics. This is my discipline. I do my meditation. This is my discipline. And I know my worth. Worth doesn't mean that you're better than anyone. Worth means you're worthy of what you are. So, welcome to my channel. Signing off, and see you in the next video. Take care.